giraffe, and all of these amazing animals are so excited to see you all here again today. Well, my name is Kira, and I'm one of the trainers here. And today you have a unique opportunity to see one of our training scenarios. Now, we did just introduce a new dolphin over here to Blooper, and she is also very new to not only this environment, but also to shows altogether. So we want to get her as acclimated as possible before we move on with that show process. So today you're just going to see us working on that show, maybe some couple behaviors, and just explain how this training process is working for everyone here at the lagoon right now. So we are so excited to share this time with all of you. The new lady is actually right here saying hello to me. But yes, we're so excited to share this training opportunity with all of you guys today. Now today we are just working on group behaviors and our duration with the shows. So our dolphins are trying to work up to get to those big shows that I know some of you guys have probably seen before. So we're just trying to work our dolphins up, especially that new dolphin, to get to where we need to be so that we can put on those amazing shows for you guys again. Now here at Blooper Lagoon, I would like to introduce you to the rest of my training team. So making their way down here on the dock, we have Allie, Vicky, and Melissa. Guys, so it's a very exciting time, like I said, for you guys here. Now, we do train here using positive reinforcement. Now that just simply means if a dolphin does a behavior correctly, we go ahead and reinforce that behavior. And if they do something incorrectly, we just simply ignore that behavior. Training is a very important part for us here. For that positive reinforcement, like I said, we do ignore that undesired behavior. I know that may sound kind of negative to some of you guys out there, but this just simply means that we give them a quick 3 to 5 second timeout, which we like to call an LRS. Now this stands for least reinforcing scenario. It just allows the dolphins to readjust their mindset and move on with the session and make it as positive as possible. Well, right now I would like to introduce you to these amazing dolphins. Now, up first is the newest member I was talking about working here with Allie. She's one of our native dolphins, and we need to get her used to that shows because this is actually the first time she will ever be doing shows. So everyone, let's put our hands together for Calypso.
There you go.
Now this next dolphin is over 30 years old, and he actually has made his way to live in almost every pool in this entire park. So we like to call him our hunky pool boy. So let's get those cameras ready and make some noise because here comes Sundance. Up next is a dolphin that is larger and darker than all of the rest. That is because he is part Pacific and part Atlantic bottlenose dolphin. He weighs in at over 500 pounds. Wow. Make some noise because here comes Sonic. And last but certainly not least is that world famous dolphin superstar you all came here to see today. Celebrating the 50th anniversary of his television series, the one, the only, Blooper! Let's hear it one last time for our Blooper dolphins! Now, like I was going back to how we train our dolphins here, I was talking about that least reinforcing scenario, that LRS. So like I said, it is a 3 to 5 second little pause that we give our dolphins. And if they do admit that behavior correctly, we can make that session as positive as possible. Now sometimes this LRS can be a little longer. It's 3 to 5 minutes. We can either choose to send that behavior again, move on with the session, or just leave it for a later time in the day. We just want to make sure that these dolphins get a session that is as positive as possible. Now here at Lagoon and everywhere else we train this positive reinforcement, we do have 2 types of reinforcers. Now the first reinforcement is primary reinforcement, which is something that the dolphins need in order to survive. And of course they need fish. So the dolphins eat 2 types of fish here, a small silvery fish known as a capelin. Now this makes up for their water source because they do live in a saltwater environment. Now the next fish we feed our dolphins is a larger fish called a herring. Now this is the meat and potatoes of the dolphin's diet because it contains all the oils, fats, and lipids that the dolphins need to get all those nutrients that they need every single day. Now you may wonder how much our dolphins get, and adult dolphins eat on average anywhere from 15 to 40 pounds of fish every single day. Now when it comes to that positive reinforcement, we do use a couple things in order to train our dolphins here. stimulation. Now we have a variety of shows that we do. We have shows, training sessions, play sessions, like just a little interaction session with them. Like right now you were seeing that training session. This is great for their mental health and their problem solving skills.
Whoa!
Now whenever we are talking about training, we have those bridges around our neck that you may have seen our trainers blowing. Now this bridge is just used to bridge the gap between the dolphin's behavior and their reinforcement. So whenever we blow on that whistle, they know that they did that correctly and they can come back and get reinforcement from us. Now the next thing that we do use is target poles. So you may see them laying around our pole on the outside. Now these are just used to guide the dolphins in the way that we want to shape the form of a behavior. Now I know this high-flying aerials and tricks may look like really, really cool, but they do come with time. Dolphins do take a while to learn some behaviors, like those flips that you saw Flipper do earlier. Now this can take a couple months to even a couple years in order for them to learn. So these target poles allow us to move the dolphin in the way we want them to go with what we call approximations, so that they learn in slow steps. Now you may have noticed that our trainers did throw in a couple of basketballs. Like I was saying, we do have two types of reinforcement, the primary, and these of course are secondary. Now secondary reinforcers are not something that the dolphins need in order to survive, but something that they seem to enjoy. Now they aren't inherently born liking basketballs, so over time we need to pair those basketballs with that primary reinforcement, which is fish. So anytime we see the dolphins interacting with those basketballs, we simply just throw a fish in there, and they know that that is reinforcing, and over time the basketballs are reinforcing all on their own. Now one of the most important parts about our job is training them their husbandry behaviors. Now husbandry behaviors are just voluntary medical behaviors. This allows our dolphins to participate in their medical care each and every single day. Now each morning we do go over them as a little exam. So they can be as simple as a lineup. So in the morning we line the dolphins up in front of us. We are able to look from their rostrum all the way back to those powerful tail flukes and able to make sure that they are in the best physical health as possible. Now these medical behaviors can get a little more difficult whenever it comes to a blood lineup, exhale, or fecal sample. Now whenever we have a blood lineup, we just simply ask our dolphins to bring their tail flukes to us, which is their power source. So not only are we trusting them, and they are also trusting us to hold on to their flukes. Now whenever we get these samples, we do send these back to the back of our cart to our vet staff. And our vet staff is able to go over these samples and make sure that our dolphins are in the best physical health as possible. Now when it comes to any of these behaviors, we cannot make these dolphins do anything that they do not want to do. They are large animals, so if they choose not to participate, we are not going to force them to do so. They're 500 plus pounds, so they're very large animals out there. But we just simply ask them, they choose to participate, they participate, and it's really fun for all of us. Now back to those toys, I forgot to mention that us as trainers also have the opportunity to make toys for these dolphins, which is really reinforcing for all of us as well. Now I want to take a minute to remind you guys all about conserving our oceans. Now our dolphins do have stuff in there right now, and if you do go out there in the oceans and you do see any kind of trash, remember to pick those up. So I want to remind you guys all to use those 3 R's. Those stand for reduce, reuse, and recycle. Now also, our dolphins are cleaning up their lagoon themselves, so they're showing you a little example of what you should do out there whenever you're enjoying our beaches down here in Miami. And I know some of you guys love a party, but if you have balloons, make sure you dispose of them very properly. They can become very harmful to sea life.